Hi guys, welcome back or welcome to Dreamworks Switch to Life. And in today's video, we are going to be discussing everything that we know Dreamworks is coming out with. So without further ado, let's start the video. So the first thing that I want to talk about isn't even a real movie. It's actually just a short film. So a real short film called Wednesdays with Gramps is actually rumored to be released with Gabby's Dollhouse the movie. Well, I watched the movie and Wednesdays with Gramps wasn't there. So I don't actually know when Wednesdays with Gramps is going to be released. Maybe it will be in a Blu-ray or a DVD. Maybe it will eventually just come directly to Peacock. I don't really know. All I do know is that it was released at a short film festival and it won a couple awards. Aside from that, I don't know if it will even get a public release, but hopefully it does. But the first real movie that I want to talk about is coming out on September 25th, 2026. That, of course, being Forgotten Island. Very little is known about the movie aside from the fact that it's made by the same directors and producers as Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, which probably means that it's going to be a mainline film. And the plot will revolve around a group of people who get stranded on a forgotten island and they have to solve a mystery inspired by Philippine mythology. So, pretty excited for this one, but not as excited as I am for our next movie, Shrek 5. Which I am also kind of dreading because they didn't really make the best first impression. Honestly though, I'm happy the film got delayed to June 30th, 2027 because that probably means they're fixing the character designs. However, one thing I want to point out is that it's likely that Puss in Boots will not be appearing in the movie as the side character he's been in the past 3 movies. He might be reduced to a cameo role if he's even there. So that's just a rumor. But I think that's going to be what happens since Puss now has that main character energy. The next movie I'm going to talk about is Cocomelon the movie, which currently has a release slate of 2027. Not an exact date, just the year. The only good thing I'm happy about this movie is that Dreamworks themselves aren't making it. They're just distributing it for Moonbug Entertainment, the copyright holder for Cocomelon, and DNEG Animation is providing the animation. And the last things I want to talk about are 2 unknown Dreamworks movies with reserved release dates of September 24th, 2027 and September 22nd, 2028. We don't know what either of these movies are, but the fact that we don't know the 2027 movie makes me very happy because if it was just announced to be Cocomelon, I would be disappointed. But we're getting another Dreamworks movie, but what could it be? My personal hope is that it's a bad guy spin-off movie, which I will talk about in a future video. Be sure to subscribe for that. As for the 2028 movie, I kind of just want it to be a sequel to another Dreamworks property. Maybe The Wild Robot 2, Kung Fu Panda 5, Trolls 4, Madagascar 4, The Croods 3, Boss Baby 3. Now, that's just my personal hopes for what they could be, but honestly, they could be anything. One of the sequels I just listed, maybe a brand new original movie that we've never heard of, or one of the book properties that Dreamworks has in their pipeline that they just haven't done anything with for years. Make sure to leave your thoughts on what these 2 films could be down below in the comments section. But with that out of the way, it's time to dive into the TV shows. The first TV show we have to talk about is Gabby's Dollhouse, which has been renewed for up to 100 episodes, which means that we have at least 24 episodes left to go over the course of probably 4 seasons if they keep the 6-episode pattern, which season 12 has actually been confirmed to release 6 episodes on November 17th, 2025. As to what it will be like, I'm honestly hoping that it will look a bit like the Gabby's Dollhouse movie where they changed the animation style, though it honestly wouldn't surprise me if they didn't do that and just kept the original. Another show we have to talk about is Jurassic World Chaos Theory, which has been officially confirmed that the final season will be released on November 20th, 2025. And honestly, I cannot wait for this season, especially after the showrunner has said that not a single character is safe this season. So that probably means one of our characters is going to die, and I'm all for it. But as we say goodbye to one show, we need to say hello to a new show that could come to Netflix. And what better show than The Bad Guys? Now, we don't actually know if this show is real or not, because all we have is rumors and maybe some leaks. But according to the leaks, The Bad Guys TV show could be happening as soon as late 2025, though maybe delayed to early 2026. Either way, now that The Bad Guys 2 is already out and released, I think any day now we could hear an announcement of a Bad Guys TV show, especially after the holiday specials were both marketed as part of a Netflix original series. Why would it be a series if it's just a couple of specials? And now our final Netflix announcement is the Dogman movie is leaving Peacock and coming to Netflix today. Yeah, I may have got the date wrong in my previous videos, but hey, it's available today, so go ahead and go check it out right now. But speaking of, let's move over to Peacock. The only show that we know is coming to Peacock is the live-action Casper the Friendly Ghost series, and I'm just gonna say that I don't think it's gonna be coming this year. I mean, we're already in October, and there's still no announcement on this series whatsoever. It's made even weirder by the fact the 1990 movie, which was also live-action animation hybrid, had its 30th anniversary this year, and there's nothing. So because of that, I don't think the live-action series is coming this year, but if it's not sometime soon, then Peacock is in real trouble. Or it would be if it wasn't for all the Dreamworks movies that are coming their way. That, of course, includes the live-action How to Train Your Dragon, which has already been confirmed with the release date of October 10th, 2025. And a Netflix release will happen 4 months later in February 2026. Now, if you've already seen my review, you'll know that it's pretty much the same as the animated version, but I still think it's worth checking out because Universal has announced that they're making a live-action How to Train Your Dragon 2 remake, which will be in theaters on June 11th, 2027. Another movie that's coming to Peacock is The Bad Guys 2. Now, you can go watch this movie right now, and I highly recommend you do. You can see it in theaters, rent it on digital, and if you're willing to wait a few days, you can buy it on Blu-ray and DVD starting October 7th, 2025. But if you really want, you can wait till it comes to Peacock. The most likely date is November 28th, 2025. And then 4 months later, it will appear on Netflix. But I don't recommend either of those options because if you buy the movie, you'll get access to the short film Bad Guys, Little Lies, and Alibis, which was released in theaters with Dogman, but now it's getting a home release with The Bad Guys 2. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think this short film is coming to Peacock, and I know for a fact that it is not coming to Netflix. So I recommend that you just buy Bad Guys 2 either on Blu-ray, DVD, or digital, but if you don't want access to the short film, sure, streaming works. And the last movie that's coming to Peacock is the recently released Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie, which I'm pretty sure will have a Peacock release of January 23rd, 2026. I'm already making my review of this movie, but I would say that it's actually really good. I was worried because it's based off a preschool TV show, but it honestly feels a lot like a Toy Story movie. At least that's the impression I got. I think one critique I do have is that you need to watch at least the first episode of Gabby's Dollhouse to understand what's going on in the dollhouse and with all the characters. Like, you need to watch a few episodes, but definitely the first one. And with that out of the way, let's move to our next streaming service. So, I hate to say it, but it's been a year since Curses Season 2, and it's now October 2025, and there's no word on season 3. So I'm pretty sure it's time. Time to say goodbye to the Curses TV show. I don't know if season 3 was canceled, never greenlit, or if it was just never planned to begin with. But since it hasn't been renewed yet, chances are that it will never be renewed. So yeah, I hate to say it, but time to say goodbye to Curses. As for our other TV show, Bear Brick, I have mixed feelings about this. I believe there is potential for a season 2, but the problem is that when this show was announced to be in development, it was only given 1 season and 13 episodes. Well, we got that. So that means that season 2 wouldn't have begun development until after season 1 premiered. And that's assuming that a season 2 is being made and that they didn't just say this is going to be a mini-series with no intention for a season 2. Either way, I'm not expecting season 2 to be announced for quite some time, and now that Curses is gone, I think it's a safe bet that Apple TV Plus just has no shows on it. So this might be my last video where I discuss something on Apple TV Plus, who knows? But with that out of the way, it's time to move to our final streaming service. Okay, so Dreamworks isn't making it themselves, but they do happen to hold the copyright, so we're getting a live-action She-Ra TV show. The problem is, we're probably not going to get it soon because it's going to be a sequel/spin-off to a live-action He-Man and the Masters of the Universe movie, which will be released in theaters on June 5th, 2026. So with that in mind, I don't think we'll be seeing the live-action She-Ra show anytime soon. My guess would be 2027, but I could be wrong. Speaking of live-action movies based off of an 80s TV show, we have to talk about the live-action Voltron movie, which has finished its filming and is currently in the After Effects production stage, and that will most likely finish sometime in May 2026. So it will not surprise me if we do get the live-action Voltron released on Amazon at some point in 2026. However, unlike the He-Man movie, it's not going to get a theatrical release. It will come straight to Prime, so there's that. And while we do know a lot about which cast members are in the movie, we don't know what characters they're going to be playing, and we don't know anything about the plot aside from the fact that it will be a sort of sequel to the original animated series and follow a next generation, so there's that. And that's it for movies and shows, but there is one last announcement I want to talk about, and that is Universal Kids Resort, which is a brand new theme park that is opening in Frisco, Texas, and it has 7 distinct districts, 5 of which belong to Dreamworks, including Shrek, Puss in Boots, Gabby's Dollhouse, Trolls, and Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. Oh, and the other 2 are SpongeBob SquarePants and the Minions franchise. We don't have an exact date, but we do know that it's opening in 2026. And that is everything we know Dreamworks is coming out with. So first, Dogman will be leaving Peacock and coming to Netflix today. Feel free to go and watch it right now. After that, on October 7th, we'll have the Blu-ray and DVD release of The Bad Guys 2 alongside the short film Little Lies and Alibis. This will then be followed by the Peacock release of the live-action How to Train Your Dragon remake on October 10th, 2025. Then a month later, on November 17th, we will have Gabby's Dollhouse Season 12. Shortly after, we will have Jurassic World Chaos Theory Season 4, which will be the final season released on November 20th, 2025. And then we will have the Peacock release of The Bad Guys 2, most likely on November 28th, 2025. Fast forward to January 23rd, 2026, and we'll have the Peacock release of Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie. Now, we don't have an exact date, but opening in 2026 is the Universal Kids Resort in Frisco, Texas. After that, our next Dreamworks movie is going to be Forgotten Island with a release date of September 25th, 2026. Then we fast forward to 2027, where we have Cocomelon the movie. Hopefully this one comes out in spring, which will prepare for the summer months, including the live-action How to Train Your Dragon 2 remake on June 11th, 2027, and then we'll have Shrek 5 on June 30th, 2027. This will then be followed by 2 unknown Dreamworks movies, the first of which is September 24th, 2027, and then September 22nd, 2028. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and feel free to comment down below what you guys are most excited about and what you think the unknown Dreamworks films might be. Also, if you want to help support the channel, be sure to join my membership program, or you can just do the free option and subscribe. But above all else, make sure that you guys are staying safe out there, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.
Hey, Cakey. What's up, buddy?
I'm baking a cake for Gigi. I burned it really good.
Cakey, do not throw that out. I will eat it.
Oh, wait a